Okay, I think we're live. I know I have to come sit down. I have to be on the other side to make sure it's all set. But I'm coming. Hello, hello. All right, let me get it pulled up on my computer so that I can look at the comments. Thank you so much for coming hang out with me. I hope that you have a glass of something, even if it's just water, while we hang out. Okay, there we go. I can see myself. I can see the comments. Let me see who's here hanging out with us. Hello, Tina. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Joanna. Hey, Illy. Hi, Naomi. Hi, Courtney. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for the birthday wishes. It's been, my actual, today birthday has been just almost a normal Monday. Besides the fact that I got a free Starbucks drink and I ordered my favorite dinner instead of eating my Jenny Craig meal, it's been a pretty normal Monday. But it's been a great overall birthday month, or birthday. This birthday has been really great. Hello, thank you so much. Cheers. Yes, I am enjoying this gorgeous glass of wine. Sam got me this wine for Valentine's Day, and I haven't opened it yet because I haven't really been drinking at home. Really, since I started Jenny Craig, I only enjoy a drink when I'm out at dinner or out with friends, and even then I've cut it back a lot. But I figured it's my birthday, and I'm gonna open this glass of wine, or this bottle of wine. He's gonna have some when he gets home. Obviously, I'm not gonna drink the whole bottle. Hello, thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. So many birthday wishes. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so awesome. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. I definitely still want to provide value. I've talked about this before when I go live. I don't just want it to be a live for the people that hang out. I want it to also be a live for the people that watch the replay. So I'm going to share actually just five very random fun facts about me throughout the evening. But if you have any questions at all, any general questions, if you want to get to know me a little bit better, I feel like a good day for that. But I'm happy to answer any questions that you have as well while we're hanging out tonight. Hello, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. I am having a drink with friends, Lisa. That is so true. Cheers. I am drinking with friends. There was one time, we have a funny joke with my friends. Sam asked me, this was before I started Jenny Craig, and I made a whiskey cocktail to have at home by myself. And Sam was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, you're drinking alone." And I was like, "I do this," at that point, I was like, "I do this kind of often." He was like, "Yeah, but normally it's just wine. You never really have liquor by yourself. Are you okay? You're drinking alone." And so then at that point, if I was ever drinking at home, my friends would be like, "Are you alone? Are you drinking alone?" But we also determined that if Charlie's there, I'm not really alone. And I'm definitely not alone today because I have all of you. So, all right. Well, I'm going to jump right in then and start with my fun facts. And maybe that'll spur some conversation or spur some questions. But again, feel free to jump in with questions at any time. Okay, so the first fun fact about me is actually about my heritage. And that is that on my mom's father's side, so my maternal grandfather, way down the line, I am related to an American Indian. His name is Chief Kawana Parker, and he was actually a chief of the Comanche tribe in Oklahoma. I don't like necessarily to admit that some of my ancestry is from Oklahoma, but he was a chief of a big tribe, and he was actually sort of a big deal, did dealings with President Roosevelt at the time. He's in a lot of history books, especially in Oklahoma and Texas and the Southern history. But he is I can never remember how many greats. But he was alive in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So it's probably my great grandfather. Maybe there's three. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't know. I should know that. I should know how many greats it was. Well, let's see. So my grandfather was born in the 40s. So maybe it's I don't know, something. Yeah, it may only be my first great. I don't know. But yeah, so anyways, when I was in really little and we were studying Texas history in school and he would come up, it was always that's my ancestor. And then so Parker is my mom's family name, and that's my mom's maiden name, and then she named my brother Parker and decided to make it a first name in our family too. And I really like that name. Now it's kind of a more common name. I think when she named my brother that, it wasn't as common, but it's a pretty common name now. Oh, genealogy is a part of your job. That's really cool. My mom has done all the research. She knows our family lines back for forever and a day. I don't know what most of it is. I haven't asked. And this is a cozy sweater, Illy. I got it for Christmas from my mom. Honestly, I don't know where it's from, but it's really cozy. Although when I put it on, I'm going to be warm by the time we get to the end of this. Like with between the lights and the wine, the sweater, it's going to be warm at the end of it. So. Oh, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate that. Maybe I will ask my mom for more of the details because it's probably very interesting. Oh, you learned about him. That's so cool. See, that's so cool. I think that's so cool. Yeah, he's my some number of greats grandfather. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Okay. Anybody else have any cool ancestors? Anybody that they're related to that is pseudo famous? And it's also cool to just say that I'm part American Indian. Like, even if it is a very small part, it's still pretty cool. Okay, I needed a sip. Thank you so much. Hello. Again, please feel free to ask any questions while I share these random fun facts. Some of them cool, some of them embarrassing. There's one really embarrassing story. We got to decide where that's gonna fall into the rankings. The rankings is just random. I just came up with 5. And I actually sent them to my parents and asked if they had any other interesting ones. And they both tried to add one about themselves. And I was like, Dad, that is an interesting fact about you, not me. And he was like, but it's kind of about you. I was like, no, it's about you. Nobody famous, but your mom has traced back your family to the 1700s. That's really cool. I don't know how far my mom got back with my on her mom's side of the family, but to the Plantagenet kings. I don't know who that is, Courtney. And Geoffrey Chaucer. Oh God, I definitely read. I don't even remember which book now. His famous one when I was in college in Brit Lit. It was the worst. It was absolutely the worst. I'm not related to anyone famous, but my aunt taught Johnny Cash's children. And your grandpa went to high school with Jane Steen. That's so cool. Should have done 5 truths and a lie. So I'll tell you, whenever I do 2 truths and a lie, I always just change the number of siblings. And I say that I have 7 instead of 8. It's not that exciting, but they never get it. My cousin owns the company that invented putting the yellow line on the football field on TV. Okay, that's cool. That's really cool. Because as a football fan, I think that's really cool. Abraham Lincoln, but more in a cousin kind of way. Okay, that's cool. Thank you so much for all of the birthday wishes. Oberweis birthday cake. Oh my God. I haven't been, there was an Oberweis within walking distance of my high school, and everybody went there all the time because it was like the perfect date spot because it was close enough. You could walk there, but it was, you know, it was ice cream, so you didn't have to have a whole meal. That's what I think of when I think of Oberweis, is like really awkward high school dates. Oh my God, so cool. You guys have a lot of cool relatives. Oh my gosh. 1100s? Okay, so now you're real, like, that's really far back. I often film myself walking at night in the city. Have I ever had a scary incident? That is a great question. So I first want to say that because prior to the time change, sometimes when it looked like I was walking at night, it was really only like 6 p.m. So there were a lot of people. The second thing is I do try to only walk when there are a lot of people, or I only try to be out at night when there are a lot of people around. If I am somewhere where there aren't a lot of people or it's gotten really late, then I will try to just take an Uber home. But I have never personally had an incident at night. Any time that I have been made uncomfortable by somebody in public, it's actually always been in the bright of day. And I've never necessarily felt unsafe. I felt uncomfortable. Like, I didn't necessarily think they would act on anything, but I have been made to feel uncomfortable. But that's just, I think that's just being a female in a big city. Actually, it probably happens to the males too. So I haven't really had an incident. That's a good question though. I did have somebody ask me one time, like, if I would do a video about safety in the city, and honestly, the only tips that I really have is you can tell when you feel unsafe, and there are certain neighborhoods that I just don't go to by myself, or I don't go to at night, or, you know, there's just, again, if I feel uncomfortable, I will get in a cab and get home, and it's worth that cost. That cost is worth not feeling uncomfortable anymore. Oh, Joanne, I don't feel like a nobody. I bet everybody has somebody famous that they're related to. You just don't know it. Also, my person's not really all that famous. I mean, he's famous in like Southern history books, and that's pretty much it. Did I know people in the city before I moved here? If not, how did you meet new people? So I knew a couple of people, a couple of my sorority sisters who were older than me, who I actually wasn't really all that close with when I was in college. Some of them actually had even already graduated. I knew they were here. I had brunch with them when I was an intern. So that's part of it too. I interned in New York City the summer before I moved here. And so I had the chance to meet a bunch of people. My intern class at New York Life was very close knit, and a lot of them came back full time. And so I already had them. And to be honest, I first started meeting people just through work. Most of my original friends were just through work, and then my handful of sorority sisters. And it's like my first birthday parties, it was just like a bunch of work people. In fact, my very first birthday in the city was my 22nd birthday, and I have a friend of mine who, we're not as close anymore, but his birthday was yesterday. And he also interned with me at New York Life, and at the time was working full time, and we decided to have a joint birthday party because most of the people that I knew in the city, he also knew. And so we had a joint birthday party my first year here. And meeting new people, honestly, the only place I've really met new people is through the Alumni Association. For my school, I would go to those events, and that's how I met Sam, and now I met people through him. I tried to do the meeting of the neighbors thing, and I've tried it three times actually, and it hasn't worked. Like, I was sort of close with my neighbors in my old building, but like not really. And then here I tried to become close with the girl who lives across the hall. We seem about the same age, and she's actually from like the Midwest, and I've tried to be her friend. And then there's another couple in the building that we've tried to be friends with, but I don't know if it's really ever panned out. So like all those TV shows and movies where you like become best friends with your neighbors, like I haven't made that work yet. Has anyone done anything disrespectful while you were vlogging or funny? I mean, honestly, when I vlog, I try so hard to focus at the camera that I don't even notice what's going on behind me. And even just this week, in this week's vlog, somebody was like, hey, at this timestamp, somebody photobombs, and I did not even notice it. I didn't even notice it in editing. Like, I didn't even look at the people behind me, but there's a guy back there going like this, like waving. So I'm sure that's happened before, where people wave in the back of the weekly vlog. I've never had anybody be disrespectful. I get a bunch of weird looks, like, while it's happening, but that I have also gotten over, and that's why the other reason I just focus on the camera. Like, I'm looking at the camera, and I just zone out on everything else unless I'm, like, crossing the street. I feel like we are best friends. I always tell Laken to do this. Yeah, that's funny. I feel that way about people I watch on YouTube, too. You've had horrible experience with NYC neighbors. Oh, that's so interesting. I haven't had bad experiences. I just have like tried to be friends with them, and it hasn't worked out. We haven't become friends. That's the only thing. The only reason you're friends with your neighbors is because they're boyfriend's family. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be fun, especially the woman across the street or across the hallway. If you've seen, like, our patios are connected to each other, and every time I have a party, I tell her and like invite her, but she doesn't come. So. When you're vlogging, are you just carrying your phone and basically talking? Yeah, like I just have my phone like this and I'm talking on my phone. So I think sometimes people probably think well, I don't know. They might think I'm like FaceTiming somebody, but yeah, it might get weirder when if or when I switch to an actual camera, because then it's like really way more obvious versus now when it's on my phone, I can probably get away with a little bit more than I used to. Have I ever walked into anything? I've tripped, and I've gone the wrong direction a lot. For somebody who's lived in the city for 6 years, I have gone the wrong way and not gotten lost, but like realized I was going the wrong way a lot while vlogging. That's like one big thing that's happened while vlogging. How long did I live in Texas? So I lived in San Antonio. I was born and raised in San Antonio, outside of San Antonio, in a small town called Helotes on the northwest side of San Antonio. That's where I was born and raised, and we lived there until I was 13. And then we moved to the suburbs of Chicago, and that I did the remainder of middle school and high school in the suburbs of Chicago. And then I went back to Texas for college. So then I lived in Austin for college, and then I moved here to New York. So. Your closest neighbor is a quarter of a mile down the road. Oh my gosh. I don't know, part of me wants that much space, and then part of me is like, that sounds like a lot of work to take care of. Oh, well, thanks, Illy. Tell Sean I said hi. Did the cat say happy birthday too? I don't know where Charlie went. She's like, I'm done with you, Mom. San Antonio native. Go Spurs! They are on such a run right now. I mean, the loss to the Rockets was rough, especially since I live with a Houstonian, and he like pretends to care about the Rockets, but he really doesn't until he's like, James Harden scored 60 points. I'm like, you were not a fan yesterday. But yes, go Spurs. I can't wait for the playoffs. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to move on to fun fact number 2. Okay, this one I get a lot is, where did my name come from? Is it a family name? Is it from something? I was named after a soap opera that my mom watched in college. It is called Santa Barbara, and I have never watched an episode in my entire life. But there is apparently a character named Laken, and that is where my mom watched the soap opera in college. There's more to my name too. So my mom watched a soap opera in college, loved the name, decided I'm going to name my daughter Laken. I love that name. It's so unique. And then while she was pregnant with me, people tried to convince her otherwise. Like, they tried to say, that's too weird, it's too unique, she's not going to like that, you need to give her a more mainstream name. And my dad really liked the name Amanda, and my grandmother wanted to name me Lily. And so my mom had sort of compromised to either Amanda or Lily until she went into labor. And it wasn't easy. I was not an easy baby. I put up a fight, and 24 hours later she was like, I'm naming this child whatever I want, and it is going to be Laken. So that's where my name came from. Oh, really, Lori? Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to watch an episode. Like, I feel like I should to say that I watched it, but I never have. My mom said she was not a very nice character, though. Thanks, Mom. So that is where my name came from. And now, I don't dislike my name. I don't necessarily I like my name. I don't love my name. I like that it's unique, but it's not my favorite. Oh, that's so funny, Denise. Oh my gosh. So Lily, actually, on my stepdad's side, I ended up with a cousin named Lily, and we have the same birthday. Her birthday is today too. So that's kind of fun that we still ended up with a March 25th Lily, just 10 years younger than me. Okay, I guess we'll keep moving if you guys don't have any other questions. Okay, so the next one I feel like I have talked about before, but I just want to tell a little bit more, and that is that I love to dance, and that I started dancing when I was 3. My parents put me in tap ballet combo class at 3 years old, and I haven't left it since, and I have always loved to dance. I did competitive dance. I started, 8 maybe. I started doing competitive dance, and that's when I added in other styles as well, jazz and hip hop, and then I continued competitive dance in all the styles until I graduated high school, until I was 18, and then when I got to college, I just sort of stopped dancing. I will take class sometimes outside of school, but I didn't do any sort of company or anything. I also did theater in high school, again, mostly dance. I was mostly in the ensemble, especially we did tap shows both my junior and senior year. That was awesome. It was really awesome. I love tap, has my heart. I love tapping. I love watching tapping. I love tapping. Tap musicals are my favorite. I'm going to spill wine on this fuzzy sweater. I met Cindy from Llama's Lettering at a meetup, and my channel introduced her. Oh, that's so awesome. I love Cindy. She's awesome. Your son's name came from a movie credit. Oh, that's cool. It doesn't rhyme with anything bad. No, it just rhymes with bacon. Have I ever thought of joining a dance company in New York City? So, Joanna, I actually did for a little while. I did join a dance company. It's called Dance Works, and it really is made for people who danced competitively for years and then have a 9 to 5 in the city, and so rehearsals are always in the evenings. But I have had conflicts with the performances for the past couple of times, and so I haven't gone. So I haven't rejoined. Sam always asks me, he's like, are you ever going to go back to Dance Works? Are we going to do it again? I'm not going to say no, because if all the stars aligned and it worked out, I might. But honestly, not being able to travel freely and having conflicts on the weekends with the rehearsals, it just didn't end up working out. And as much as I love performing, all the added stress of conflicting rehearsals and having all those commitments wasn't worth the one day that we got to perform. So, have I ever wanted to try and do it professionally? When I was little, when I was younger, and even in high school, I wanted to try and do it professionally. But now that I'm here and I watch the people that do it professionally, no way, Jose. No way, Jose. I love dancing and I love performing, but I think actually, and Cindy mentioned this recently, I feel like on one of her podcasts, as soon as you take your passion and turn it into a business of some sort, anything, like any sort of hobby, anything that you love, any sort of passion, and you start to monetize it, you lose some of that, I think. And I'm okay with dance just being a passion and something that I love, so, and not necessarily something that I ever monetize. I'm also not that good. That's part of it too. I'm not that good. I was that good in high school maybe, but and as part of a group, but yeah, that isn't that good. How do you get past being nervous about vlogging? I want to get back to my channel, but I'm so insecure. Let me think how I best want to answer this. Lori, are you asking specifically about vlogging, like your life and your lifestyle, or are you asking about any sort of video, YouTube in general? I think that will help me. My brain's going in a couple different directions here. I think that'll help me answer that question a little bit better. Any other questions? And then I'm going to answer your question, Lori. I just want to make sure that we clarify it a little bit more. Life vlogging and Plan With Me's. Okay. So let's start with Plan With Me's because that's a little bit easier. Everybody's life is different. Everybody's plans are different, and everybody can learn from everybody else. In fact, Cindy from Llama's Love Lettering just talked about recently how even within the planning community, we need to support each other and watch Plan With Me's of planners that we don't use because you can still get ideas from those people. So I want to tell you for Plan With Me's, just do it. People love Plan With Me's. The people, like I watch Plan With Me's. I feel like I probably should more to get more ideas and try and finalize things more, but part of me is like really stubborn, and I'm a stubborn Aries, and I'm like, but I know my planning style and I don't need to watch the Plan With Me's. But other types of videos I binge for hours. I can watch vlogs all day long. But there's so much to learn from each other from Plan With Me's that you just have to jump into it. I also recently had this conversation with Kristen from Chrissy Designs, and now she is doing Plan With Me's because I was like, she's like, but I do the same thing every week and I'm only going to use my stickers. People will watch them because they will get something out of it. Even if it's somebody who doesn't use the same type of planner that you do. So for Plan With Me's, there is a market, and I think you just have to do it. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. And even if you go back and watch my early ones, like I was not as good about talking while I was doing things, like that comes with practice, because that's the other part of it. You don't get better at it until you practice. So for me with vlogging, like life vlogging, it's twofold. So part of it is selfish, and I just almost don't even care what people think and whether they're going to think that it's worth it, because I want those memories. And I learned this from Sam from Happily Housewife, and just that having those memories documented is going to be important to me in the long run. So I almost don't even care if it's good enough for other people. And people make comments, and people that don't want to watch, they won't watch. And it's just like, okay, great. That's, you do you and I'm going to do me. The other part of it is I try to make sure that even if I'm doing it for me and that I'm documenting it for myself, that there is some value to be had for you. That there's something that you're going to get. So for example, when I started the weekly vlogs this year, I knew that there wanted to be something that I incorporated to the weekly vlogs so that they still brought value. And that is how we came up with the word of the year thing, which still doesn't have a name. Y'all, I know, I really, we'll have a name by the end of the year for next year. But that is where every week I talk about how I'm using my word of the year at some point during the week. And that is how I still feel like I'm bringing value to you throughout that vlog. But that just may be a small part of it, and the rest of the vlog is me. Is for me and my memory keeping. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'm gonna go back and read the comments. how do I get people to watching your channel when you're new? How do people find you? So for me, Joanna, I think part of it is I got that from Instagram. I had a relatively large Instagram following before I even started YouTube. But the other part of it is YouTube search. It comes up. So you have certain titles. Even if you don't have a lot, you're going to pop up and search for people. So just when you do post, make sure that you add tags to your videos and share in other places. And for me, it took me a long time to share like on my personal Facebook. I was way too nervous, and now I don't even care. Okay, I'm gonna keep, I love how carefree Cindy is too. Me too. Oh my gosh. I'm getting my first EC on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Yeah, I need to go binge all the hourly plan with me's. Any hourly plan with me recommendations, leave those in the comments. Sam is my idol. She introduced me. Oh, Lori, that's so awesome. I'm glad that you found me from Sam. And speaking of Sam, your biggest regret was not doing it sooner. Like, are you talking about vlogging, like the memory keeping vlogging? Aside from Go Wild, are there any other events you're going to this year? I'm going to Plantation in Arizona, which I believe there are still tickets for. So if you are in or around Arizona, or you've ever wanted to go to Vegas, that's where Go Wild is. I swear I haven't had that much wine. Or you've ever want to go to Phoenix. I have actually never been to Phoenix, but I've heard so many good things about Plantation. Like so many good things from Cindy. She said if she didn't have a church conflict this year, she would be going as just like an attendee. She said it's an amazing event. So I'm going to Plantation. Oh yay, Stephanie, that's so exciting. Have you been before? Is this going to be your first time too? Part of me's kind of nervous. The girls, it's the Planner Girl Chatter girls that put on Plancation, and they were saying that people get deep, people get real close real fast. So I'm excited, but I'm kind of nervous. Oh, Kimberly, great. Oh, I'm so glad that you're going to be there. Waiting for me to come to Canada. Are there any events in Canada? If there's a planner event, especially if they're on the East Coast, like I've actually, first off, okay, I've never been to Canada, except for the Canada side of Niagara Falls, and I don't think that counts. But B, I would love to go to Canada. Toronto's actually not that far from here, from New York. It's actually not that far. Even though I don't share a ton of my kids, the clips that I have are priceless. Exactly, Sam. And I mean, I don't even have kids. Right now it's like clips of me and Sam, but just, you forget so much so quickly. And so to be able to go back and watch those memories, like I'm glad to have that. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Everybody give this video a thumbs up, please. There's a new one this year in Toronto. I would love to go to Toronto. I would totally go. It's so not that far. Oh yes, Denise, Sarah Marie, that's a good one. I forgot that she does hourly. And she also has like a 9-to-5 job, so I do like watching hers. And Stephanie Ann, I don't actually know who that is, but I will check her out. And I have a passport now. Yes, Jessica, I do have a passport now. Now I can travel internationally again. Reminds me of that episode of Friends where Phoebe goes, I'll be able to travel internationally again. Planner's gonna plan. Okay, thank you. I would love to. If it's this year, it might be a little bit difficult because with our trip to India, I have very, very few vacation days remaining for the year without dipping too much into Christmas and taking those from my mom. But I would, again, Toronto's not that far. So depending on the times of the event and like if I can go Friday after work or even just take a half day, I will look into it. I've always wanted to go to Toronto. I've heard lots of good things. Okay, I'm going to move on. So we have 2 fun facts left. Both of them are kind of embarrassing. One more so than the other. But one when I was really young, so that one's probably less embarrassing. Okay, we're going to start with what I think is the less embarrassing one, and that is that I used to sell Cutco knives. I don't actually think I've ever talked about this in a video anywhere before. But when I was 18 years old, just graduated from high school, I got one of those letters in the mail that asked if I wanted to come work for some marketing company. It said nothing about Cutco, and I was looking for a summer job, and I saw $16 an hour and thought, that sounds great. And so I went in for the interview, and I thought it was awesome, and I ended up becoming a Cutco sales rep, and I worked for Cutco for 3 summers in college, in between college, and it was a big part of my life, and I just like, I don't even think about it like as a thing until this past weekend. Sam's sister was in town and we had lunch with her, and she started dating this new guy, and she was talking about going to the rodeo. She's in Houston. She was like, oh yeah, well my boyfriend's company has a booth there, and Sam was like, well, what company does he work for? And she goes, oh, Cutco. And I was like, and it turns out I know him. And then it reminded me what a big part of my life Cutco was. So I just thought that was really funny. Oh, Naomi. Oh my God. That's so sweet. Your daughter is so cute. Her little plan with me the other day was the cutest thing in the whole wide world. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Okay, I had to approve the link. I guess if you share a link in the comments, it has to be approved. Thank you. I will look into it. Yeah, I do think maybe that aspect of my life has helped me speak better. I think theater helped with that too. I think I've always liked to speak. I've always liked public speaking, but yeah, I think Cutco probably had a big part of that. And then I actually ended up becoming a manager and doing recruiting and training as well, and that was a lot of speaking, so that was good. Yeah, and that was when people are like, you could do sales. I can't do sales. I am not a sales person. I could not do sales unless I love the product. And I love Cutco. The things sell themselves. Like, yeah, they're expensive, but they're amazing. And it was always they just sell themselves. I'm not like necessarily a salesy kind of person, but I love Cutco. Love Cutco. Charlie's laying on the bed. She's over me. I filmed 2 videos before this, and I kept moving the lights around and kept moving her around, and she's just probably annoyed with me at this point. She's sleeping on the bed. She's so cute. It's getting a little warm in here, and the window is in the bedroom, and so she's close to the window. She likes the fresh air. She likes to meow with the fresh air. Isn't part of my new role at work sales related? So it is and it isn't. I'm supporting the sales team. So I work closely with them, and sometimes I do go out in the field with them, but it's more as a home office resource. And so my job is really to just be very factual and not necessarily be the salesy person. So it is and it isn't. And I almost feel like New York Life, this way I felt about Cutco, where I wholeheartedly believe in New York Life Insurance as a company. And so anything I say about the company, it doesn't feel like sales to me, because I'm just stating facts about the company, and they just happen to be positive. But I heard you talk about Cutco, Jess. Yeah, I may have mentioned it in passing in a vlog before, or I may have talked, like when I talk about if I'm in the kitchen, I may mention that I have Cutco knives because I used to sell them. But Lisa, Charlie is my first cat as an adult. Yes. I had cats growing up that were mine, kind of. I had one cat in particular that I got for my 5th birthday, and he passed when I was in high school, and he was my baby. He got a little overweight. It's a sad story. He was an outdoor got. He loved being outside, and he loved running around outside. And then we moved to Chicago, and he could only go outside like half the year. And he got a little bit overweight, and he got diabetes. Cat diabetes. Do I still have to travel to KC in this role? If time, could we meet in real life? I don't know the answer to that. So to explain like the new role reorg kind of thing, the Kansas City team got basically split in half. And so not even in half, maybe like 3/4 and a quarter. And I still work with a quarter of the team in Kansas City versus I used to work with 100%, and now I only work with a quarter. And so I still probably should at some point go to Kansas City and meet with them, but my boss hasn't said anything about it, and I haven't brought it up. I haven't come up with a good reason yet to justify the cost of sending me to Kansas City yet, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. I could still go back. The other thing is if we do like group, like massive team meetings, we usually do it in Kansas City because the salespeople are all across the country, and out of our new team now, our new team of about, let's say 15 of us that are part of this new reorganization, half of them are in Kansas City, but 2 or 3 in New York, and then the rest are all across the country. We probably meet in Kansas City. So I will let you know if I plan on coming to Kansas City. Hello from Australia. Oh my, what time is it there? I'm really curious. It's like tomorrow. It's not my birthday in Australia anymore. It's barely my birthday here in New York. All right. I'm going to tell you my last fun fact, which is really not a fun fact. It's more of a really, really embarrassing story from when I was a little kid. So, at my daycare growing up, I went to a daycare that was connected to a church. Daycare, preschool, whatever you want to call it. I was like 4 at the time of the story. And for some reason, we had this big, like, trellis almost of pinto beans, raw pinto beans that we played with. And it was almost as if you were playing with, like, sand. So you had, like, buckets and scoops and trucks and all kinds of stuff. But they were raw pinto beans. I don't know. I don't know. And apparently, one time, I decided it would be funny to stick a pinto bean up my nose. Just, like, stick it up there. And my teachers tried to get it out, and they tried, and they couldn't get it out. And so they called my parents, both of whom were working parents, and they were both at work. And my dad is the one that ended up taking off and coming to, like, pick me up to, I guess, take me to the hospital to get this pinto bean out of my nose. And he, like, looks me dead in the eye and is like, Laken Nicole, why did you stick a pinto bean up your nose? It was always bad when I got my middle name. And I looked him right back, totally serious, and I was like, Daddy, I didn't stick the pinto bean up my nose. It was a magical flying bean, and it flew up my nose. Totally straight face, like, I was convinced that this magical flying bean flew up my nose, and it wasn't my fault, obviously. I didn't do anything wrong. And so to this day, my parents still give me a hard time about that. Whenever they think that I'm lying about something, they, like, reference the magical flying pinto bean. So that is my last fun fact that I just thought was so funny, and I was like, I have to share this with them because it's just one of those stupid, embarrassing stories from when I was little. And I've always been a very stubborn child, like, human. I can't do anything wrong. I'm an Aries through and through, and it's taken me a lot as an adult to realize how much I need to apologize when I am wrong and own up to being wrong, and I have gotten much better at that. Even though Sam will argue that I'm still not good at it, but I am getting better at it. It's something that I work on all the time. But as a 4-year-old, no, I couldn't possibly be wrong. I didn't do anything wrong, ever. So I thought that was a fun story. It's 11:30 on March 26th, so happy birthday yesterday in Australia. That's so funny. Oh yeah, Sam, it's hard. It's hard. I didn't realize you were an Aries too. When is your birthday? Soon, I guess. I'm assuming. We had to get surgery. So I can never remember the rest of the story. I don't know how it got out. I don't know. I didn't know there wasn't surgery involved, but I don't know actually what happened and how they got it out. But next Tuesday, happy almost birthday, Sam. And another Aries, happy almost birthday, I'm assuming to you too, Lisa. Nothing is a cloud of flour came out of my mouth. Oh my God, Courtney. That is crazy. Yeah, I'm not a good liar. What did Sam get me for my birthday? So I actually haven't had time to play with it yet. He got me a fountain pen, like a really nice calligraphy fountain pen. I haven't had time to play with it, but it looks beautiful, and I can't wait to try. I'm gonna mess everything up trying to mess with it. I'm probably gonna get ink everywhere, but it's okay. It's black ink, obviously, but I can't wait to play with it. He also, we did the scavenger hunt thing on Saturday, and he paid for that, and he paid for dinner on Saturday too. Hold on. I got the tip of a green crayon stuck on my nose. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, when you're little, like, yeah. He does know me too well. From the fountain pen hospital. I don't know what you're talking. Okay, Courtney, he said that same thing, that it was a fountain pen hospital. I don't understand what you guys mean by hospital. But somewhere here in the city, he said he went, and it's like a magical land of fountain pens that he went to. The brand is called, okay, so that's where he went, Courtney. That's where he went. The fountain pen hospital. Because that's what he called it too. And I was like, what? A hospital? Dang it, I don't, it's over there, the brand of the pen. I'll post about it. It's some German brand. I want to say like Sketcher, but I know it's on Sketcher. Sketcher, something like that. Okay, apparently I need to go. Sam's not quite home yet. Although I told him 8:45, so he could walk in any minute. Now I need to go. Oh, Sam. Oh my gosh. That's why you said hi, Sam. Oh my gosh, you guys. What is going on? Sam, what are you doing in the comments? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Oh my God. I don't even have anything else to say. You guys can just chat with Sam in the comments. Yes, he went to the hospital. What's the name of the brand, Sam? Because I don't want to get up and go get it. He's been here for a while. Well, Sam, the other Sam, Happily a Housewife Sam, that's exactly it. He tried to come home early, and I was like, no, I'm going live, and I don't like him being around when I film. Can you please tell him that you also don't like your husband being there when you film? Like this, it's not just a me thing. This is a thing. Oh, wait, he asked, I totally missed his question. Oh my gosh, you guys. I've been trying, oh my God. Sam, I had no idea you were here. Schaefer. That's close to Skechers. That's the name of the brand, Schaefer. I'll share about it when I try it out. It'll end up on a vlog and probably on Instagram. Yes, the other Sam. It is the worst. I don't like filming when he's here. I don't like it. I do know too many Sams. I also have Sam Kerr from Erin Condren, and then I have my friend Sam, he's a guy, Sam, who show we went to last week. I have too many Sams. Okay, are there any last minute questions? Maybe for Sam, you can ask him. Maybe we'll get him on a live next time. Maybe for our anniversary, we'll go live. Not on our anniversary, because that's not how we're going to spend our anniversary. He doesn't understand that I wanted to spend my birthday with you. But, oh, Fountain Pen Hospital. Naomi, okay. Your daughter finally asked, okay, do you want to get a dog? Oh my God, Christina, ignoring your question. Naomi, I don't dislike dogs, but I'm not a huge dog person. But Sam is a dog person, and we will get a dog someday. Likely when we also have a yard, we will get a dog. Oh my gosh. How did I miss him? At the very beginning, I guess I wasn't doing as good of a job of answering questions. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Sam, have you been here this whole time? That's okay, Christine. Everybody else asks it too. Okay. I think we're going to call this the end. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and for all the birthday wishes. Again, this birthday has just been, it's been wonderful. And it's not over yet. I still have more celebrations this weekend that I'm doing. And it's been great. And now wherever Sam is watching this live, he's going to come home and we're going to finish this wine and watch Game of Thrones. I did not ignore him on purpose. I did not know he was there. But thank you guys so much. It's been so much fun. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. It's been fun hanging out. You know, Jessica, you say that. I thought he might be on the patio because I thought once I saw he was here, I heard this like tapping, but there's no way to get there without coming through the apartment. So he's not in the patio, but he's probably like in the hallway waiting. As soon as I like exit out, he's gonna walk in or something. But thank you for all your questions. It's been so fun, and I do love going live. And I told myself in the new year I would try to do one a month. I can't remember if we did a January one. We definitely did a February one. This is our March one, and I will let you guys know what we figure out for April. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. Happy planning. How do I end this? Why is it so hard to end?